Having served in the United States Marine Corps, I've heard that a drill instructor's voice is meant to shatter the glass and build warriors. Well, today, we're bringing that exact same energy into the fire pit. My guest today is a Memphis, Tennessee native who took early childhood grief and turned it into pure passion, focused discipline, and a very determined mind. She's an intelligent scholar, a true, honest, and genuine friend, and a United States Marine drill instructor who knows exactly what it means to face the bias, the politics, and the pressure of being the blueprint of perfection. Now, before we drop the gates, I want to say this first. We aren't watering anything down today. Therefore, for warning, I want you guys to know that this episode does contain explicit language. However, it's not coming from a place of malice or anger or anything like that. It's coming from a place of deep passion, authenticity, and a woman who refuses to hide who she is. And I wanted to honor that. All right. Now that we have that out the way, go ahead and turn the volume up, hit that subscribe button, and lock in. Ladies and gentlemen, Vivianna Lopez is in the building, and this is Surviving the Flame.
I wish I would have had the opportunity to attend different services that could also help me as a child.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, as a child, I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. I was so impatient. And I didn't care about myself as much as I should have. I was more worried about like just working because like my mom only had money to pay the bills, just working and not being a child. I wish I would have just been more of a child, more focused of like doing what a 14, 15-year-old should be doing or whatever, just enjoying their high school time and not being so focused on other things and or like not being so worried about like having friends or anything like that. Because I'm just like, look at me now. I have only one friend from high school, really. I'm like, none of that stuff matters.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to be on this journey by yourself. By yourself with God, though.
I don't know why, but there is such a pressure for anyone in their 20s to be freaking perfect and to have it all figured out. And it's just like, bro, you barely know enough about life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be talking to myself like, you know, I have like these high dreams and goals and aspirations and things. I'm like, yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that and everything like that. And I'm just like, bro, I'm getting there, but dang, like I got to give myself grace for where I'm at right now.
Because I just feel like, well, one, it's just going to be full of love. Like, full of love. And I love seeing love.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I haven't had, like, the best relationships or, like, I'm not in one. And I'm just like, that doesn't mean that, like, I envy or I hate people that are happy. I'm like, no, like, good for you. Like, I love seeing that shit. So, like, to know that someday somebody wants to tolerate me for the rest of their freaking lives and, like, would want this big ceremony. Well, granted, they have no choice but to have a big ceremony with me because we go all out or whatever over here. And just knowing that we're bringing two families together on one special day and it's going to be about us and the union that we're about to have together, I think that's like the biggest day that I'm looking forward to.
You opened up. You've been very open about, you know, how you lost your dad when you were very young. But in contrast, your mom stepped up and became a role model that I believe one can say has even shaped you into who you are today. But in your own words, how impactful has your mom been in your life? And when you think of your dad, is there a certain level of grief or love that's still attached to his memory? Or would you say your emotional attachment is more with your mom because of all she's done?
I can't honestly say I still have both. So I'm going to listen to my doctors and stuff like that. I'm going to take the advice, take the medication, do the workouts and stuff that I need to do.
Right, yeah.
But at the end of the day, no human being on this earth is going to tell me what's going to happen to me. Because I'm just like, God has the final say in everything. I'm like, if he didn't want me to go at the time that I went because I requested to go sooner, and or if he didn't want me to make it, like none of this would have happened.
All right, family, welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Flame. If you enjoyed that preview, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so we can keep this flame burning together. Now, let's get into today's conversation. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Flame. I am your host, Taveion Mickens, and this is where we have lit conversations with ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And today's guest is truly no different. Our guest today is someone I have been fortunate enough to see thrive, grow, and flourish into her craft and serve her country and lighten up every room that she goes into. But the more I got to know this person, the more I got to see that part of her, that light that she carried held sparks from flames that were meant to burn her out. You know, she has earned the title of a United States Marine. She has worked tirelessly to earn the title of a United States Marine drill instructor. And while that's amazing, she's more than that. She's an intelligent scholar. She's a caring daughter, a dear friend, and a sister who has your back to the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages and stages, and even the ones making minimum wages, please give a warm welcome and applause for the one and only Miss Vivianna Lopez. What it do, my friend? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to ask. So we're gonna start it off real quick, putting the ball in your court. Put your city on the map, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Woo woo. All right. So when you think of your hometown and growing up there, what is one memory that comes to mind that embodies your city?
The food. The food.
For sure. Oh, that's facts. That's facts.
I've never been somewhere like Memphis has some of the best wings and some good barbecue.
Yeah, I was about to say barbecue in general. Yeah.
Going back home, getting a nice, good plate of soul food or some good wings. I'm like, I love it. And or like, there's a lot of Hispanics there, mainly like Mexicans.
Yeah.
So I love going back home and like knowing that like certain areas are like people's like houses. People like cook a lot and sell like a lot of food from their house, and it's just fresh, homemade. And I just love being able just to go back home and eat some good food.
Nah, for sure. You have such an amazing spirit about you. You know, you're always smiling and laughing, and which is an amazing trait to have in this very sad world that we live in. But you also aren't afraid to spread laughter and spread joy, no matter what the situation looks like. You know, like I remember, I don't know if I was doing the course or if we were both on the same course together, but I remember getting slayed. And like, it was just, oh my God, it was miserable. But like, you always had like a certain light about you that just kept everybody's spirits up. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there anyone significant in your life that you feel shares that same mentality?
Not really. Like I kind of like feed off of like other people's energies.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm always kind of like I try to like be jolly in some sort of way,
for
or
sure,
I'll
for sure.
just like make smart remarks that I know will put a smile on other people's faces. Especially if like we're all getting slayed up together. I'm just like, well, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Um, but just try to make the most out of it. But like I see other people that have like a better like perspective when it comes to things than I do. Sometimes I'll be negative about it. Yes, I'm joking,
Mhm.
but like they can help me understand things in a different way.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that. You know, you saw we were talking about your family, we were talking about, you know, your city and everything like that, you know, but to stay on your family for a little while, you know, you opened up you've been very open about, how you lost your dad when you were very young. But in contrast, your mom stepped up and became a role model that I believe one can say has even shaped you into who you are today. But in your own words, how impactful has your mom been in your life? And when you think of your dad, is there a certain level of grief or love that's still attached to his memory? Or would you say your emotional attachment is more with your mom because of all she's done?
I can honestly say I still have both. Whenever he passed away, like I didn't know the meaning of forgiveness until he passed away. Like I didn't know
Mm,
how to forgive someone until he actually physically left this world. And whenever I talk about him or anything like that, like I still feel that emotion of like the day that he passed away and everything that just happened that day. I can still feel it like as if it was
mm,
just yesterday.
for
And
sure.
then with my mom, like you learn to appreciate someone or another parent more because they're still here. You never know. God might be like, okay, today's the day or tomorrow's the day. Like you
Yeah,
never know. So it's like ever since that happened and ever since I joined the Marine Corps, I was like, yeah, like I need to learn to appreciate who I have in my life, especially like my mom, because like she's the one who raised me and my siblings. And like the way that I am, just being independent and being able to just rely on myself financially, mainly, like I got that from her.
for sure, for sure. And shout out to your mom, man. Like I can definitely tell in the conversation that we've had in the past and just how you are today. Like you really truly honor that bond that you have with both of your parents. But you definitely honor the one that with your mom, and it definitely shows. And speaking of your culture, and you talk about growing up and everything like that, you're very proud of your culture. Of
Mhm.
Hispanic and Latin descent. But what about your culture do you love the most, and why?
I think just the people.
Mm,
We're just so not saying that any other culture is not like this. Everybody has like their own things, but like
yeah.
every time I get around with like Hispanics, we're so friendly. They're so friendly. They're so caring, and they like to treat you like their own.
For sure, for sure,
And that's what I really love. I think I have yet to go into someone's house and not feel welcome off the rip.
for sure, for sure.
That's what I love, and I think the positivity, like, some people, like, especially when I've gone to, like, Mexico, they don't have what we have, especially because, like, the way that my mom grew up, she grew up, like, in, like, a ranch style area, but they make the most out of it. They barely have shit, but they make the most out of it, and that's what I enjoy the most, and I think that's what I've kinda learned to do is just enjoy the little that I do have. 'Cause I'm like, somebody has less than me, and I'm
Yeah,
just grateful for what I do have.
for sure, for sure. And is there anyone in your life, like your, whether it be like, grandparents, cousins, or whatever, that you feel like truly embody that culture mentality of like, just whether it be hospitality, kindness, anything like that? Like when you think of what your culture means, like to its core, do you have anyone in your family that just embodies that all over?
I think my grandma. My grandma on my mom's side or my mom's mom.
For sure.
She's like the sweetest lady. Every time I go home, she's always asking me if I need anything.
Mm.
She wants to cook for me. She's literally the sweetest lady, and she's like the glue of the family.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's really sweet. Speaking of your family and culture, you joined literally the hardest, toughest branch in the United States military, which is the United States Marine Corps. What was the decision process like for you deciding to join the Marine Corps? And did your family give you any pushback?
The number one reason is like I did not want to go to college. I
What?
Yeah, I did not wanna go to college, I hated it, I didn't apply for any scholarships,
Mm,
and I was good at school, I had a really high GPA, but I wasn't interested in, like, doing anything. I think the most was, like, criminal justice, but even then, I still didn't have, like, a passion for it. So I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna join the Marine Corps or join the military," and then at first I wanted to go army route, and then I was like, "Oh, no, I really want if Imma join the military, I might as well just do the toughest one." And you know, the recruiters are
Wow.
like, the toughest one is the Marine Corps. So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it. Let me go the Marine Corps route. And then surprisingly, like my mom, she was all for it.
Mm,
So she didn't care what I did after high school. She just wanted me to have like a plan for myself.
that's what's
She
up.
just wanted me to have a plan, go through with it, and be successful in it. She wanted me to go to college because she didn't have the opportunity to do that, nor did she
Mm.
have the opportunity to like even finish elementary school. Like she was
Wow.
working at a really young age because my grandpa pulled her out of
Mhm.
school at a young age just to go work because she's the oldest out of 5 children.
Got you, got you.
So she wanted, I could see that. I could see why she wanted me to go to college. So I could do something that she didn't have the opportunity to do. But and it's funny now because like I'm still enrolled in college and I only have 4 more credits until I get my associates. So I'm like,
Word.
it's so crazy how like I didn't want to go to college, but now look at me because I'm like, I'm taking advantage of what the Marine Corps is giving me. So I might as well
For
just
sure.
use it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Completely understood on that one. I think like I definitely understand, being at that crossroad because like I don't know, like for me it was more on the sense of like I was graduating. And then at the same time, I was like, okay, like I don't know, like I feel like everybody was taking college and the route to college very serious, and I
Mhm.
definitely was not, like, but I like I knew I wanted to go, but I didn't take it seriously enough to really like apply myself to be able to go, and
Mhm.
so then came the military and everything, and I definitely remember signing up, going to boot camp and everything, and like getting ready to get there, and like the nerves and everything started to come up. Like, did you have any second thoughts leading up to boot camp, or were you like you were locked in the whole time?
I can say I was locked in the entire
Wow.
time. I was just like, I know this shit's gonna suck. Like, I
Yeah.
know it's gonna suck. And then I was like, I have no other choice. Like, I already signed this shit. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not backing out of this. I don't have another plan,
Mm,
so I need to fucking go through with it. And I was just like, just praying to God that He just get me through this or whatever. And I vividly like still remember like laying on my rack the first night
mm.
and being like, okay, we have however many more days till freaking graduation. I was like, just taking a day at a time.
Man, child to child, lights to lights. That's
Yeah,
that
that's
was that
literally
was the
what I
rhythm.
did.
That was the
Chow
rhythm.
to chow. I looked forward to it because I'd be like, okay, wake up, do whatever we need to do, go to town. Couple hours later, hit chow again.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, that's half the day. Now we
Right,
just
you
got to get
done,
through one
yeah.
more chow period.
Right,
Oh,
exactly, exactly. When you think about that boot camp period, what is the most memorable day in boot camp for you?
mm, I can say the rifle range.
Why the rifle range?
Because we was out there all day and it was hot as fuck. Or no, I think range period. Cause
Mm.
like that's where the drill instructors like make their money because we're just
Yeah,
running up and down or
right,
whatever,
yeah.
waiting on the coaches or the PMIs to come out and
Yep,
stuff to give us our class.
yep.
And we went, when did I go? I went in
You went in
August.
2020, right?
I went in 2019.
Oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. Alright, cool.
Yeah. So I went in 2019 and it was hot as fuck. And it
Mm,
was like black flag damn near every day that we was
yep,
out there on the range. And I was
yep.
like, oh my gosh.
Man, I think range is truly when I sweat it the most and
Hmm.
when I just literally just turned the brain off. I was just like, if there's any time where I don't need to use my brain, it is literally right now because we woke up early
Hmm.
and we're there for no reason. We were just sitting there,
Yeah.
just like, all right, bro, I guess we just waiting for the sun to come up. Like we were just there, but like I think actually one of the most memorable days I had was we were getting ready for I think we were getting ready for the crucible, or like the part of boot camp where you're doing like practical application and you're like
Hmm.
doing like the buddy buddy, are you okay and everything. Yo, I think all decks did this. We crushed the house, so we put all the racks on one side, and
Hmm.
moved the footlockers and everything, and everybody got on one side of the bay. And we had to basically carry our buddies back and forth, back all day long. Yo, I think we got back from breakfast, used the restroom, and then immediately crushed house until lunch. It was the worst day ever. All I remember, people was slipping and sliding because it was just sweat everywhere. And I'm just like, yo, there's no, all right. I was like, okay. Like, I think somebody slipped and like the floors are like concrete, at least they felt like it. But,
Mhm.
so like once we crushed the house and everything, I'm like, okay, after we done did this about 30 times, it literally, we were there for like, I want to say like 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes, and we got done. I'm like, okay, all right, now we got to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way we're going to keep going. I seen a drill instructor pulls us in. He's like, all right, guys, that was good, but you guys need to learn your lesson, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we got you. We got you. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Right. All right, now go do it again. Oh, I beg your finest pardon, bro. We were there all day. Oh, yeah. I don't care how close we were to graduation. I was ready to quit that day. That day, I was so ready to quit because I'm just like, there is no way. Like, every time that we would get done and we switched over and the other person would do bridal carries, fireman carries,
Mhm.
buddy drags. I'm like, okay, cool. Once we're done with this, we got to be, nope, just start it all over again. But speaking of, right, now as a Marine, you have made a lot of progress, a lot of leeway, becoming a woman that you are today, and paving the way, in a new roadmap for up and coming young men and women from your old school to your hometown. But I want to talk about the blueprint that you're making for the newest recruits as they become Marines, you know what I'm saying? As well as we all know, becoming a United States Marine drill instructor is no easy job. But as a woman, one can imagine the bias, the favoritism, and maybe even the politics involved in it that come with being a drill instructor. But in your own words, what are some of the challenges that you've faced, walking into this new stage of life where you're already expected to be the embodiment of perfection?
I think one of the challenges for me, just like, people are going to doubt you.
Mhm.
And like the people that you think are in your corner, they're really not in your corner. Like, I literally have just a small group of friends that I can honestly trust and like, damn, you have my back. But
Yeah.
the rest is literally like on your own. And it's
Mm.
just like you have to like understand and or push yourself like past these like limits, because it's like you're all tired, like you're sick, you don't want to do much, and it's like you get tired of being with either the females or the males, whoever like your platoon is or whatever. Like, you get tired of being with them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but you got to understand, like, you got to keep going. If they're there, obviously you're going to be there. And then I'm just like, I also like, I don't like to drink the Kool-Aid. And I think
Mm.
that's what, at least like the island, I don't know how like San Diego is or whatever, but like I don't like to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm going to be me like at all times as much as I can be. I'm going to be rough around the edges. I'm going to speak my mind, but I'm going to make sure that I do the best that I can whenever it is trying to like make these freaking recruits into Marines.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for like none of the high school bullshit, like the Marine Corps, like, the Marine Corps in general kind of also feels like high school drama in a
Yeah.
way, like certain parts of it. And so that's how the island is still. And I'm just like, I want no involvement. I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I don't care about I don't care too much about like billets, because I'm
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day, we're all sergeants and staff and COs, but some people care too much about it. And
Mm.
I'm just like, no, bro. Like, if you're a sergeant, you're going to talk to me like I'm a goddamn sergeant. You
Facts.
talk to me less than, I'm like, okay, then you're gonna see who the fuck Lopez is
Yeah.
and why I have why I'm rough around the edges. And if like you're a staff and CO, carry yourself as that.
Mm.
Um, I'm like, because at the end of the day, you're still in some sort of leadership position, so act like him.
Yeah.
I think that's like, I guess, besides, yeah, being with the recruits, like that's, to me, I even said it while I was in DI school. I think I would have more of a problem with the drill instructors than I would with the recruits. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna listen to me. You're gonna do what the fuck I'm telling you to do.
Right.
Unless like somebody else says otherwise. But like you have the challenges dealing with other Marines that have drank the Kool-Aid, and it's just like they want you
Lenny
to
gets it.
yeah, they want you to conform into that, and I'm like, "No, like, I don't want to, like, I'm a freaking sergeant. I
Yeah.
know how to lead. Have I made mistakes? Hell yeah, but I'm like, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I'm learning or
Mhm.
whatever, but I'm not with the whole, "You've only been here for however so long, so that's why you're, like, at the bottom of the pole." I'm like, "No, at the end of the day,
Mm.
I promise you, I'm like you're probably not more experienced, like, on the island, but I'm like, I'm pretty well versed when it comes to the Marine Corps and
Yeah.
being at however many duty stations I've been at and interacting with so many people, with generals, freaking high officers, staff NCOs, and I'm just like, I have that kinda experience, and then having experience with junior Marines, like, so I'm like, I think I know what I'm talking about. I might not
Yeah.
know everything what I'm
Yeah.
doing when it comes to this whole drill instructor thing, but I'm figuring it the fuck out. I think that's
Yeah.
just like the biggest challenge. Besides the recruits, I'm like, it's the other drill instructors.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely I can definitely see that. And I mean like but it's not even just on the island. It's also in, just regular Fleet Marine Corps or like just at any other duty station. Some people get certain titles or some people get certain favoritism or whatever the case may be, and they just allow it to go to their head and just end up making it more miserable than it needs to be for everyone else around them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
listen, Marine Corps, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be tough. But at the same time though, like you don't need to add on to
Yeah.
what's already making it bad, you know what I'm saying? But I can say that one of the things that make the suck worth it is the people that you're around,
Mhm.
We hear the horror stories of the Marine Corps and the military in general, but there's always the memories that literally last a lifetime, you know what I'm saying? So, like, tell me about a friendship or relationship you've had in the military that has made this experience more special than it would be without them.
Like I said, you're definitely one of them.
Oh,
Cause
thanks,
I'm like,
man.
Cause I'm like, you're always so positive and
I
like
appreciate it.
you light up the room every time you walk into it. Like I love that. And then obviously Bozeman in Virginia.
Mm,
Like I feel like that's the friendship that like no matter if we're not talking every single day or anything like that, like we hardly ever freaking talk. But
mhm.
like if that girl calls me and if we're ever in the exact same area, like
Yeah,
it'll be like we never left each other.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
I genuinely love the friendships that I've made in the Marine Corps because it's like it's made me a better person. And even like the little group that I have here, um, like two of my closest friends, they're both drill instructors. We barely like make a year of friendship because a year ago we went to DI school together. One was my roommate. While we were there, we're still good friends. And then the other one's a guy that was in like my same squad at DI school,
Mhm.
and literally, me and him were in the same company, and we're like two peas in a
That's
pod.
lit.
Mhm.
That's lit.
Yeah, and I knew he was gonna be like one of my good friends because whenever it came to my birthday last year, he literally bought me a cake. He bought me a
That's a
two-tier
real
cake,
one.
and we've only like known each other for like a couple weeks, and this man went out of his way to go buy me a cake. I'm like those kind of friendships, like
Yeah.
you just don't find out the blue. The friendships that I've found in Korea, I'm just like, oh, none of them some of them are stateside now and some of them are still over there, but I was just like, we would go out every freaking weekend, or I just go over to their barracks room and then we're just talking. We're just having a good time. So I genuinely love the friendships that I have made in the Marine Corps. And yes, like this is what makes the Marine Corps is the friendships that you make here. It
Facts.
sucks. And I'm just like, you're always going to encounter like people that you're not going to get along with that have different, point of views about everything. And I'm like, I've gotten into it with junior Marines, with my peers, with
Mhm.
staff NCOs, with officers, like damn near everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, we're never going to see eye to eye. And that's okay.
Mm.
But I always told myself, because I think I told myself like this 2 weeks ago, whenever I was driving home, I was like, dang, like, do I really want to continue to do this? Like, try to tolerate these kind of people, but then I was just like, yes, I wanna stay in so I can be that role model or that leader that junior Marines need. Like, some people don't
Yeah,
always have a voice.
yeah.
Some people don't always have a voice, and I'm just like, I'm not scared to tell you what I feel. It
So
might not
true.
come out, like, in the
Tactful,
best
professional,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gonna
But
come out
I'm
nonetheless.
gonna try, and I'm going to let you know, like, I've done that, like, with my previous, chief warrant officer. I was like,
Mhm.
"Sir, I don't really know how to say this, but this is how I feel, or this is what I wanna say," and I'm like, "I'm not trying to be rude, I just don't know how else to say it."
Yeah.
And he understood me completely. He was just like, "Oh, okay,
Mm,
like, that's fine," or whatever, or he'll just help me understand things from, like, a different perspective, and I'm like, "Yes, like, hell yeah."
yeah.
Like, he was just a chill guy, and I'm over here
Mm.
like his freaking firecracker or whatever. Um, but like, I love people like that. And then I was
Mm.
just like, you know what? I'm gonna continue to stay in because I want to be that voice for other people. I want to stick up for other people. I'm like, yeah, everybody's grown men and grown fucking women, but at the end of the day, like,
Or
some
it's
people just
different.
don't have it in them,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna take care of you regardless if you're my peer junior Marine, and if you're a staffing seal, like, I can always put my 2 cents in it or whatever. And I always say, if you want my 2 cents, I just hope you spend it wisely. That's it.
Hey, yo. Yeah, that's fact. That's facts. But I mean, like, it's also it's true because like in the Marine Corps though, like true, everyone's like grown men and women, but at the same time though, like you be surprised of how many people drink that Kool-Aid and
Mhm.
or are put in certain areas to make you literally feel less than a person and like
Yeah.
make you feel like you just say one word and it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting this type of documentation or you're getting like there are people like the military is an honorable place. That does not
Mhm.
mean that all honorable people are in them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like not to even bash or talk bad about the military, but it's just it's real. It's just like any other job, any other occupation and everything like that. You could love the organization, you could love the people. I mean, or you can love like certain people that you work with and everything. That does not take away from the fact
Yeah.
of even if you're doing God's work, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't take away from the fact that there are still going to be people who are negative in that job space, whether it be the military, whether it be healthcare, whether it be any field in social work. It really doesn't matter. Like there's always going to be those negative pot of people in that environment, you know. But you talk about the friends and the bonds that you made as a drill instructor. You talk about the bonds that you've made in you know, just regular fleet force or whatever. But just knowing you, I feel like it's very easy. I would say that I believe it's very easy for you to make friends. Which group of friends would you say that you've made have made the biggest impact on your life? In which state of life? Would it be like high school? Would it be boot camp? Just regular fleet force from duty station to duty station? Or would it be now as a drill instructor?
Definitely duty station to duty station. Like,
Word.
I don't really talk to, like, people from high school, except for one
Mm.
friend, like, here and there. But I don't talk to people from high school, and I don't have, like, anything against anybody there, we just don't talk.
Yeah, life
Um,
happens.
Boot camp, I have one good friend that I wouldn't mind to just hitting up here and there, but not really from boot camp, but duty station for sure. That's where I've made my friendships, and I will forever be grateful for them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely feel that. I feel like I agree though too. Like I only have man, I say I really don't talk to anybody from I have like a few friends, like literally like a few, less than five that I talk to from high school. My wife being one of them. I have boot camp, dog. You know, them was my homies. I rarely talk to them. And we all got a group chat and everything. People just I don't know, people just kind of like faded out. And then some people got into some crazy stuff too, but that's a story for another day. But then, you know, I would say duty station to duty station as well. Like that probably yeah. First duty station at McKessage, most definitely. First duty station is probably where I made like my best group of friends. Like I don't know, after that was kind of Yeah, Makesha's probably where, like, I made my most memorable friends and everything, but I feel like that's pretty normal for everyone to get to their first duty station and be like, that's your new family because 'cause you're still growing up, though, at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
most of the time, you're probably still 18, 19 years old, so, like, other people are also still 18, 19 years old. Y'all are all
Mhm.
going through the suck together or whatever, so, I mean, like, yeah, no, I definitely feel that. But currently right now, we're gonna be making a transition to questions from the fire pit. This is a segment in the podcast where we just gonna ask a bunch of questions, and you just answer them as fast as you can. You can go into detail if you want, but the goal is to answer as fast as you can. Any questions before we go ahead and get started?
No.
Alrighty. So, first question that we have today: if not the Marine Corps, what would you likely be doing?
I don't know, I'd be a
I feel
lawyer.
like I don't know why I thought the craziest thing was about to come out. I was about to say, please think about it. Please think about it. But all right, bet. Knowing your friends and family will be listening, would you rather say who your number one best friend in the entire world is? You can only name one. Or would you rather run 15 miles straight at the same pace without having the opportunity to stop or slow down?
I have to say my number one best friend.
Yeah, you have to say that. Yeah, I have to say it.
I can't. I hate running. I hate
I
it.
know
It's not my
that's why I'm
passion.
at
Okay. Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just go with Bozeman because she's easier.
All right, bet. Um, what does love mean to you? The word love, what does that mean to you?
I just say caring for no, the way that God loves you, you should love someone else. That's what
Mm, my next question. Have you ever experienced that form of love?
I say yes in different ways.
Mm, okay. Would you like to go deeper into that or okay, go ahead.
I say different ways only because I don't think I have yet to meet someone that has loved me and everything. So, like being patient, being
Mm,
kind, giving that reassurance. I think with my previous, like with one relationship, like I learned how to give reassurance because I
mm,
never knew what that was or anything like that. And so that taught me that. So I felt like that was God showing me how I should love someone and or give someone that reassurance and or learning how to be kind with them and learning how to talk to them whenever they're in kind of like a panic mode.
yeah.
Someone else that I was just kind of like dating taught me patience. And I was just like, I can still be impatient, but like they taught me how to like just kind of take a step back and then just like relax
Yeah.
and then just be patient because you got to be patient in order to love someone because you just never know.
You're right.
You never know what could happen and it's like you don't want to like lose your temper on someone and then God forbid you say something or say the wrong thing to them and or a hurtful thing to them when all of that could have been avoided if you just would have been patient, would have been kind, taken that step back. So I
Yeah.
think that's it.
I love how all of the important relationships in your life have taught you each aspect of love as it relates to the Bible, though, as well. You talked
Mhm.
about your dad. Love is forgiving. You talked about another relationship that you were in. Love is kind. And, you talked about just now, you're talking about a relationship that you were in where you were taught patience. Love is also patient. And I mean, like, it's crazy just how, like, God will have us placed in certain parts of our life to be able to learn certain lessons that are needed to be able to take us to the next stage of life or wherever he's trying to take us. And I just love how with all of the heartbreak and confusion and, complications that each of these relationships came with, yet you still took the number one thing out of it. And you were like, love is exactly what God wants us to be. He wants us to love
Mhm.
others as he loves us. I really do like that. Next
And
question
it's
that we
crazy because hold on, I'm
you go.
sorry.
You good,
It
go
took
ahead.
time. Like it took a whole bunch of time to for me to kind of realize these things. And it's like I've even gone to like therapy just for like my own personal growth. And like that therapist, or I've seen like 2, they've helped me just kinda, like, use those experiences and actually apply them to my day-to-day life,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, "Thank God." And then even dealing with, like, junior Marines, because 'cause I'm like, everybody has, like, their own baggage, so it's like you have to learn how to operate, um every Marine differently. So I'm just
Mhm.
like just I'm just very grateful for everything that I have gone through, because I'm just like, some people just take all of that and then just throw it away, just push it to the side. And I'm just like, everything happens for a reason. I'm
Facts.
like, we're put in people's lives for a reason. It might not be for your benefit, but it could be for theirs. So
You
I'm
never
just like,
know.
I'm just very, very grateful for the things that have happened in my life.
Absolutely. And you harped on something there and about like even like how you approach, certain recruits or certain Marines. I will never forget my drill instructor telling me, asking us all the question, do you think that we as drill instructors need to earn your respect? Everybody said no. Well, first we all just looked at each other like, who gonna say it first? But then, we were all like, no, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like because they are the embodiment of perfection, and
Mhm.
so for us, we're like, why would they need to earn our respect? But they were teaching us how we should carry ourselves as leaders though as well. Just because you're in a
Mhm.
leadership position does not mean that, you get to like spit or talk down or talk crazy just to anybody just because of your billet, just because
Yeah,
of your rank, just because of like no, like take the uniform off. We are both human beings,
yeah.
period. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I love how you harped on that because it just shows how great of a leader that you are and how you care about the person not only wearing the uniform as, like, we're all United States Marines, but you care about the person that's inside the uniform to help build them up and not tear them down. Like, I got
Mhm.
mad, mad respect for that.
Mm. I've always said that too, like, even when we were at McKessage,
Mm.
because there was the staff sergeant there that he would always be like, "You're not human first, you're a Marine first." And I'm like, "That's cap. That's cap." I'm like, "Cause as soon as this freaking uniform comes off, I'm Vivianna, I'm Lopez, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I am." I'm like, I love the Marine Corps, but that's not me. That's not all of me or whatever. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm still gonna be rough around the edges, or like the person that I am with or with or without the Marine Corps. Like, the
Yeah.
Marine Corps is not everything. Do I love it? Yes, but that's not who I am.
Mhm.
That's a
Exactly.
part of me, but that's not who I am. And I'm just like, I'm a human first. I will
Yeah.
always be a human first.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And and I'm gonna just leave this right here. I know exactly what staff sergeant you're talking about. I still don't like him to this day. Moving forward, what is a common trend that most people get wrong when they come to visit the city of Memphis? Like something that a tourist would say, or someone that doesn't really understand the culture or vibe.
Thing I would say, like, people think, "Oh my goodness, it's so nice," or like, "There's so much to do." There's not really much to do unless, like, stuff has changed, because 'cause I've only gone back home, like, less than a handful of times
Yeah.
since I've been in the Marine Corps. Unless it's changed from the past, what, 8 years, or no,
Mm.
7 years that I've been in, I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, because 'cause I'm like, it's certain areas, yes, it's nice,
Mhm.
but I'm just like, there's not much to do there. And I'm just like, oh, there's like so much violence and stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't want to be around that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just want peace. Like, it's certain areas it's peaceful, but like certain areas is not peaceful. And I'm just like, yeah, you can have that shit now. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. I think that I actually said the same thing. Like it is very like if you're visiting, I think it's very good for like the educational purpose of understanding, it's because it's Nashville, Memphis, and Knoxville, right?
Hmm.
So, like, as far as, like, the educational purpose of understanding, like, music and the history of Tennessee, visiting the places and everything like that, but, like, when you really, like, look at it, it really ain't a lot to do in Memphis. There
Yeah.
are some places that are, like, really nice. You'd be like, "Okay, cool," but then there's some places that's like, "Mm." Yeah, there's not really much here. But,
Yeah, a day or 2 to visit everything, like the museums and stuff like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
like 2 days max. But
yeah.
other than that, I'm like, "Oh, no." Try out the food as much as you want, go to Bill Street, but, like, other than that, just leave, just leave.
I feel you. So we know drill instructors hardly get time to eat. When it comes to when it comes to being a drill instructor, what is your go-to quick meal or snack that never fails to do you right?
Fruit snacks,
Fruit snacks for real? Dang,
yes.
that's quick and out of the way.
Yeah, literally, as soon as I get any chance that I get, when I go inside that house, I literally open up a thing of fruit snacks. If
Oh
I don't have
god.
fruit snacks, then there'll be hot chips. If there's not hot chips, then I promise you there's something else that I'm going to, like, just stuff my face with.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha, gotcha.
everybody thinks, like some drill instructors, yeah, they don't eat. I don't know why, but
Mm,
I eat
yeah.
because I would be damned if I were to go down because
Yeah,
I did not fucking eat. Like,
yeah.
I just don't like that where people just like, "Yeah, I just don't eat." Like, what do you mean you don't eat? It's
Yeah,
hot as fuck.
it's
We're
hot,
running
yeah.
around. I'm
Yeah.
like, "You need fucking electrolytes. You
Mhm.
need something in your stomach. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
it is, because your body's constantly burning all that shit." I'm like, "You need to fucking eat."
Yeah.
It's like, God forbid, like, I go down and one of the recruits just sees me, like, that's just
Yeah,
embarrassing.
yeah,
And I'm just
yeah.
like
It's like,
where
"Oh my
people get
god,
like
they're weak."
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm like, "You think I'm about to, like, embarrass myself in front of them? Like, I'm this
Mm,
embodiment. I'm supposed to be like this fire ass, like, fucking
yeah.
Marine or whatever, and I go down because I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't know how to nourish my body. No. Fuck no. Yeah, fuck that shit."
Yeah. I feel like that's a very important part of this
Yeah.
whole entire podcast that may need to be heard for everybody doing really anything. Nutrition is important. Like
Mhm.
very important, period. No matter what it is that you're doing, how often you gotta do or, whatever your breaks look like in between. Nutrition. Please, nutrition.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, if you go down, like, let's say you're on a 5 hat team, now there's just 4 hats. Now somebody else has to do your job.
Yep.
Somebody else has to pick up the slack. So I'm just like, that's not doing anybody a freaking favor. And now you're just hurting yourself more. Why? For this job, or like for you to like drink the Kool-Aid and be like, "Oh yeah, drill instructor's like, don't eat or whatever." No, fuck that shit. Fuck
Yeah.
it. If I have a chance to eat, I'm going to eat. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it in front of the recruits or like while I'm working. But if
Mhm.
I'm in the house or I'm in the chow hall, yeah, I'm about to go get something to eat because I'd be damned to fucking pass out right now.
Yep. Facts for sure. Um, who is the craziest Marine you've ever met?
Crazy in what way?
Whichever way you want to take it.
I don't know. I feel like I have crazy bad.
Whichever way you want to take it. So it could be crazy bad, crazy good, take too many risks. Whichever way you want to take it.
Mm, I know a crazy drill instructor here. I don't want to
Tell
say
me.
his name
Oh,
though.
okay. All right. What makes said drill instructor crazy?
Cause that man can literally go onto anyone's deck and then just take charge of it.
Yo, that's not easy. That's
It's
really not
not,
easy.
especially because I'm like, recruits be thinking like, "Oh, this isn't." They're belligerent ass. They'd be like, "Oh, this is not my drill instructor." Like,
Yep.
I
I
really
was
don't
just about
have
to
to
say,
fucking
yep.
listen to them. But no, he can walk on the fucking deck, and I promise you're gonna fucking listen to what the fuck he has to fucking say.
Dang.
And I know like
That's a flex. I'm not gonna
crazy,
lie.
crazy Marine, like when we were in Quantico, Virginia, that one Marine that got like NJP'd, I think what, twice or something like that.
Dog, I already know what you talking about, bro. Got
Yeah.
NJ, yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like,
Crazy in a bad way. Yeah, homie tips the scale. Yeah, we weren't even there for a year, bro. Like that was crazy. Yeah,
mm.
yeah,
And it was trying to bring me down with that. I was like, "Oh boy, you can't do that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't do that."
yeah. Nah, yeah, you got that one. You got that one. Okay, proudest moment as a Marine.
I say well, I'm gonna just say it. Whenever I graduate DI school, I had tears of joy.
Mhm. You don't think you've
And I'm
ever
like,
had tears of joy at any other part of your Marine Corps career?
Besides me getting my EGA, no.
Mm,
Like, I've loved everything that I've done, being able to go overseas, being able to meet the people that I've met, being able to mentor some people, but I'm like, I don't know why, like, for some, because in that point of time, like, I didn't not think I was gonna make it, like, I knew I was because I had God on my side, but, like, I got some I wouldn't say I got so many hip problems, but, like, my hips are, like, done. These bitches
mm.
are tired. Like, so many doctors have told me they're like, except for one. One
Mhm,
doctor, he's just like, okay, they're not bad. But every other doctor, especially like in the military, they're like,
mhm.
what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing this SDA? 2 or 3 doctors ago, she was like, yeah, you're not gonna make a career in
Mhm.
the Marine Corps because of your hips. And
Yikes,
then going to prepping to go to DI school, like a couple months before, like I had a stress reaction in one of my hips. He was
Mm,
like, and my OIP was like, you need to like relax for like at least a month. Like, don't do any cardio, don't do any lifting, cause like you're about to fracture your hip. And I'm like, okay, fine, listened, and then got better. The stress reaction went away, and I started prepping for DI school. Started running, and then while I was in DI school, it hurt pretty bad. And
mm.
then but I was like, I still made it, and I tell people all the time, like, yes, I'm going to listen to my doctors and stuff like that. I'm going to take the advice, take the medication, do the workouts and stuff that I need to do.
Right, yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, no human being on this earth is going to tell me what's going to happen to me. Cause I'm just like, God has the final say in everything. I'm like, if he didn't want me to go at the time that I went because I requested to go sooner, and or if he didn't want me to make it, like none of this would have happened. So I'm just like, I tell people to this day, and like people will get upset with me, and they're like, "You need to listen to your doctors." I'm like, I am like, if they tell me to walk and I'll run for a certain period, okay, I'll do that. I'll be
Mhm.
mindful of it. But at the end of the day, I got a job, and my faith is going to help me through all of this. So it's like, no doctor, no human being is going to tell me I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to make it, or
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, I might be a little crazy or whatever, but at the end of the day, if my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is on my side, I'm gonna keep going.
Thanks, bro. There you go. There you go. Name a drill instructor either now or from the past that you either loved or you could not stand.
Loved was my drill instructor, and I have her on Instagram too.
Oh, word. That's what's up. Wait, wait, wait. What company were you with?
Papa Company.
But what about her did you love the most?
Well, she was the kill hat, and
Ain't no
like
way.
obviously you see them a lot more than obviously like the senior and the heavy.
Mhm.
You'll see like the knowledge hat and stuff like that too, but like mainly her. And I was just like, damn, like she's like what I would think like majority of the recruits think of their kill hats. Like, damn, they're pretty like fucking badass.
Yeah.
And then I had had I asked her to give me my EGA, and she did that. And
That's
then,
what's up.
yeah, next thing you know, once I graduated, I found her on Instagram and have I've had her on Instagram ever since. And so,
Mm,
like, sometimes she'll, like, swipe up on my stuff or whatever when it comes to, like, DI shit,
yeah.
and she'll just tell me, like, "Good luck," or, like, she'll give me, like, little Q-tips and stuff like that, and I'm like, "Oh, now I know how you felt. Oh my goodness."
Yeah. I will say, so for those of you who don't know, so you have 4 different hats. You have your senior drill instructor, you have your senior drill instructor is like mom or dad. Like that's like
Mhm.
savior. That's the person who comes in when the other 3 are just messing with you all day long. They come in, save the day. Then you have your experienced drill instructor who really they won't mess with you too much, but they will mess with you if you get out of line. And then you have
Mhm.
your knowledge hat, which teaches you will drill knowledge into your head, whether you're awake, whether you're asleep, whether you're eating, whether you're it doesn't matter. Knowledge will be said all the time. And then you have your kill hat. To this day, I have no idea why a kill hat is needed. Like, I absolutely hated my kid. I mean, he got my respect, most definitely, he got my respect, but, like, this man, he was methodical diabolical with how he would cause pain. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, nah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I think he took certain pleasure. I don't know,
They're
but
there to just reinforce everything. Like, they have no job but just to make
no
sure
job.
you you become the most disciplined Marine or recruit in that time.
You must be a kill hat. That's what that
I
just tells me.
was, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Because I'm like, yeah, you're not, you don't have a certain package, so you're not like the knowledge or whatever that has to like
Mm,
instill all this shit. Am I going to be a knowledge? Yes. So my
yeah.
upcoming cycle, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And then yeah, you have your experience that teaches the drill or whatever. They want to make sure that you and the platoon looks good and stuff like that. And then you have your senior drill instructor, and yeah, mommy, daddy, like making sure that the drill instructors are okay and the recruits are okay. So it's just
Mm.
like, yeah, my job or my job was to make sure I instill as much discipline for any discrepancies that I found within the recruits.
When I say any, let a button not be buttoned up. Yeah, it's just grass. Let
Exactly.
man let a sleeve be a tad bit too up, too down, too tight. Yes, it's grass. Let your socks be showing. Boot bands too high. Yes, it's grass. Um.
But that's what I love about, like, Marine Weeks, because they
mm.
see
Oh
you
yeah,
as
nah,
a
it's fire.
NCO
Yeah, yeah.
or a staff NCO, and it's just like but like, they I feel like I carry myself like, yeah, like, as the NCO, like, you take, like, that little umbrella off of, like, "Okay, drill instructor, okay, now I'm Sergeant Lopez," or whatever. But at the same time, you still have to be, like, a little stern with
Yeah.
them because it's like, "God for bitch, don't get complacent with me, because
Yeah, right.
then
It'd be
I will
over.
I will show you Sergeant Lopez, not drill instructor Sergeant Lopez. I'll show you Sergeant Lopez." And I'm like, "No. At the end of the day, you're my goddamn junior Marine or whatever during this time, these last 2 weeks. You're not gonna act like a fucking fool."
So this one is kind of like a twofer. Name the best and worst duty station you've ever been at. Now, it doesn't have to be one that you're stationed to, but it could
Mhm.
just be one that you either visit, whether it be with another friend or like you were stationed there or whatever the case may be. But like, name the best and the worst that you've either seen or that you've been to.
The best, Korea.
I figured. It looked like you had a lot of fun there.
I did. I very
Mm,
much enjoyed it. I
I
wanna go
believe
back
it.
overseas after this tour. Um, I would say the worst duty station, I wanna say here.
Yikes. Damn. Why? Wait. Well, you said your guess. So is it because it just doesn't compare as far as things that you're able to do? Because South Carolina, I don't know, it just seems kind of. I mean, dog, you've been a lot of places in such a short amount of time, and like all the places that you've been to National Capital Region, you've been
Mhm.
to Pennsylvania, you've been overseas. Like you've been a good amount of places. You know what I'm saying? So I is it because South Carolina is just kind of dull? Is that why?
I say dull. I say the people I interact with,
Mm,
mainly, yeah, the drill instructors that drink too much of the Kool-Aid and that just don't know how to take care of each other. I see that a lot, which I don't like. And then, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's really it. And it's just, I don't, because I'm just like, I didn't like too much of my previous
mhm.
because I didn't like it only because I didn't agree with junior Marines being there as their first duty station because it was an I, basically an I duty. Because I
Yeah.
used to work with the recruiters or for the recruiters. And I was just like, I hated it because I'm just like, I wouldn't want that to be a junior Marines first duty station because it's just like they're 18-year-olds. They don't know how to go get an apartment. They don't know how to get a car. They
Yeah.
don't they don't know any of that stuff. So it's just
Mm,
like, okay. And then it was so small that they didn't know like how the Marine Corps was or the Marine Corps is and how many opportunities you have in the Marine Corps.
yeah.
That was the only downside. But then I mean I liked it because I didn't get to do what I wanted, but I'm just like the
You
main
had a lot
people
more
that had
freedom.
to. Yeah, I had a lot more freedom, and I'm like, I had to just respond to my chief warrant officer and like the command deck, and then the rest of the admin chiefs of the recruiting stations. Like we were all cool with each other. Like we never like really bumped heads or anything like that. So that's why I like that. So no, I say here, this is like the worst.
No, I got you. I got you. And this is the last question from the fire pit. What would you say is the best day of your life?
What has been the best day, or
What
what do I
is,
think will be the best day?
either one. I like that. I like the switcheroo there. I like that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what you said. Either what has been or what do you feel like will be?
I don't think I have yet to have the best day of my life. I think I will have the best day, and I think for me, like, would be my wedding. I don't know why.
Mm,
That's, like,
I
what
can
I'm
see
looking
that.
forward to.
I thought you were either gonna say wedding or becoming a parent. I thought you were gonna say one of
That
the
too.
two. Yeah, I don't know why, like, you give off, like, I think it's just, like, your energy, definitely whenever, like, you and your significant other are, like, ready or whatever the case may be, but I feel like you're gonna be, like, a great mom when that day does come, you know what I'm saying? But to each his own. Um, why do you say your wedding day?
'Cause I just feel like, well, one, it's just gonna be full of love, like,
Mm,
full of love, and I love seeing love.
yeah,
Even though, like, I haven't had, like, the best relationships or, like, I'm not in one, I'm just like, that doesn't mean that, like, I envy or I hate people that are happy. I'm like, "No, like, good for you." Like, I
yeah,
love seeing that shit. So, like, to know that someday somebody wants to tolerate me for the rest of their freaking lives and, like, would want this big ceremony. Well, granted, they have no choice but to have a big ceremony with me because 'cause I'm like,
period.
we go all out or
For
whatever
sure.
over here. And just knowing that we're bringing 2 families together, on one special day, and it's gonna be about us and the
Yeah.
union that we're about to have together, I think that's, like, the biggest day that I'm looking forward to.
I don't know how many other people have asked this question, but I feel like I'm, like, one of very few. I just want an invitation. But,
Of course!
transitioning out of the questions from the fire pit, when referring to success, which do you feel is more essential to success? Do you feel like it's more hardship and loneliness, or do you feel like it's support and guidance, and why?
Mm, that's a good one, that's a good one right there.
Because I feel like
Um
you've had your fair share of both. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I feel like you've had your fair share of, you having to grind and get it out the mud, but I feel like you've had your fair share of, you've had support of good, genuine friends and mentors and leadership and things like that. So I just kind of like wanted to get your input on like which do you feel because you've experienced both, which do you feel like has been more of a essential part of your successful journey?
I say, the hardship and the loneliness for sure.
Why do you say that?
Because knowing that I can do this with or without someone.
Mm,
I say physically. I'm like, 'cause I'm like, I didn't have as much peace as I wanted growing up, or, like, whenever I'll talk to my therapist, like, I'm not smiling when I'm telling her, like, all the trauma that I've been through,
mhm.
but she's just like, "Holy crap, like, what the hell?" But I'm just like, I mean, I made it through, like,
Yeah,
on my own, and then I'm now making it through with the strength of God. I feel like as long as I have him, I am fine. Does it feel better to have someone here, like, to have the friends, to have a partner or something? Of course, like, yes, oh my goodness, and I was literally talking about this today with the other, drill instructors, like, on my team, because they all have, like, families and, wives and stuff like that,
mhm.
and I was just like, um I'm like, there's pros and cons to this. Like, y'all get to go home to someone
Yeah.
or to your children, and like, there's food there. You don't have to really worry about like your stuff
Mm,
being clean and stuff like that for the next day. But then you also have to spend time with them because you don't want to neglect them.
yeah,
And I'm like, I don't get to go home to that. Like, I come home to an empty house and I have to do all of that by myself. But I'm like, there's
yikes.
a plus to it because it's just me. Like, I could just do me, get more rest, or do whatever I want to make me happy. Like, I don't have to do that for anybody else.
For sure, for sure. Oh man, that's so deep. I wasn't necessarily I wasn't I was expecting to have a good answer, but that was really deep though. That was really deep, and ah man, what is something that you hope that people actually gain from hearing your story?
Two things.
Okay.
I just I read this quote the other day.
Mhm.
I don't know who said this, but it said, "Don't quit on the hard days. Do not quit on the hard days." And then one of my drill instructors from the schoolhouse, he told me, "Excuses sound good to the ones who are making it."
Yeah, it do. Yeah, it do. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's facts.
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like,
That's
if
facts.
I'll catch myself making excuses for myself, and I'm like, no shit, no shit, I want
Yeah.
to quit, no shit, I don't want to do something because I'm the one saying it or whatever. So I think that's like the biggest thing, and I'm just like, just keep going. Like it sucks, and like there's so many times where I'm just like, I'll just cry on the way to work or cry coming back from work or even like in the middle of the days because I'm just like, fuck, like everybody's dealing with like their own freaking battles. And
Mhm.
it might not be big to you, but I'm like, it's big to me. Like, I'm just going to prioritize that and do whatever I need to do to comfort myself. I just keep going, keep taking it day by day. Um, Not trying to rush anything, trying to be patient with myself and just look forward to the unknown.
I respect that. I respect that. And we've talked about how much your mom and your dad both mean to you and how their guidance and their love have shaped you into who you are today. But if you could say anything to your family right now, what would that message be?
To like my family in general, like all of them.
Family in general, it could be your parents, it could be what when you what would that message be? Because I really feel like they are the true foundation of who Viviana Lopez is in and outside of uniform, professionally, spiritually. Like I feel as though just from hearing your story, they have been that foundation for you from the ground up.
It's just like that I love them and that I just appreciate everything that they've done. And it's crazy because I had like I think I'm saying it right, a tarot reading.
A Terry.
Um, yeah, last week with the sweetest lady ever, and it was like a reading plus like a medium session at the same time.
Mhm.
And she told me, like, she figured out my, how my father passed away, like, without me telling her or anything like that. And she was
Mhm.
like, "Your dad wants you to know that he was there for a ceremony of yours." She was like, "Did he pass away before you joined the Marine Corps?" I was like, "Yes." And then she went like this. She was like, "He was there when you got something in your hand." And I'm like, she was
Mm.
like, "It was metal." And then I explained it to her what that was. And she was like, I was like, it was my EGA ceremony or whatever. Whenever we become Marines, the drill instructors will come around. I showed her what it was and
Yeah.
they put it in your hand. She was like, "Well, he wants you to know that he was there for that and that he's very, very proud of you." And I was just like, oh, I got so teary. And then
Oh man.
she was like, "He keeps mentioning mom." She was like, "He keeps mentioning mom and he wants you to know and he wants her to know that he's very sorry for not being the husband that she needed and the father that y'all needed because he knew if he would have been a better husband or father that it would have impacted y'all in a better way." I was just like, I'm like, how
Dang.
I never told this lady that that my mom like raised us basically or anything like that. But
Mhm.
she's telling me that this is what my dad is saying.
Dang, that's man. I can only imagine like how that could definitely heal some spaces and places that you didn't even know really needed healing. So that's
Yeah.
that's deep. That's deep. Man, as we get to now our final question, if you had the opportunity to talk to that version of yourself that was really going through it and may have been confused or couldn't really see the fruits of your labor now, what is something that you would share with her or give her to give her peace of mind? Or maybe something that you share with any young lady who grew up in similar situations or circumstances?
Um, at least for my younger self, I wish I would have believed in God more
Mm,
because I'm like, I grew up Catholic, but like I never felt like a connection because I'm like, I have the attention span of a child. So like every time I went to mass, I was like I understand what you're
Yeah.
telling me,
Yeah.
but I'm like I can't relate to him. And
Mm,
then now growing up and going to like different services, I'm just like, okay, like I need something more lively, more jolly. And I'm just like, I wish I would have had the opportunity to attend different services that could also help me as a child. Cause
yeah.
I'm just like, as a child, I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. I was so impatient and I didn't care about myself as much as I should have.
Mm,
I was more worried about like just working because like my mom only had money to pay the bills, just working and not being a child. I wish I would have just been more of a child, more focused of like doing what a 14, 15-year-old should be doing or whatever, just
yeah.
enjoying their high school time and not being so focused on other things and or like not being so worried about like having friends or anything like that. Cause I'm just like, look at me now. I have only one friend from high school, really. I'm like, none of that stuff matters.
Yeah.
Cause at the end of the day, you're gonna be on this journey
Yeah.
by yourself with God though.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And I just I feel like, there's a true beauty in really truly just living in the moment. Something that we
Mhm,
don't really recognize or really appreciate until the moment is gone. But I mean, you're absolutely right. And one can say the same thing about even climbing through your 20s, because I don't know why, but there is such a pressure for anyone in their 20s to be freaking perfect and to have it all
mhm,
figured out. And it's just like, bro, you barely know
mhm,
enough about life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be
mhm,
talking to myself, like, I have like these high dreams and goals and aspirations and things. I'm like, yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that and everything like that. And I'm just like, bro, I'm getting there, but dang, like, I got to give myself grace for where I'm at right now, because when
mhm,
I look back 10 years, bro, 10 years ago, I think I had just got kicked out. I was very depressed. I had a very toxic group of friends around me. Now, 10 years forward, completely different person, completely different person. And it's just like, if you just give yourself grace and just enjoy the moment right now, you'd be
mhm,
surprised of like the beauty that's actually in the ashes, essentially. The beauty that's
mhm,
in the flame of this moment, no pun intended, but like literally like the beauty that's just in the hardship. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why there's a rainbow after the rain, to show you that like the rain and the trauma and the pressure and everything that you went through, it wasn't for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So definitely much respect to that. um Viviana, you are truly a true joy and a pleasure to speak with, and just be able to talk to you. And I am just forever grateful that we were able to have this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this amazing conversation and journey of the one and only Vivianna Lopez. And please make sure to check out mickensnation.com, where you can get more updates, clips from some of your favorite conversations and some of your favorite episodes on Surviving the Flame. Now, if you've made it this far, do us all a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe so we can all keep this flame lit together. Our final quote of the day is going to be, life is a marathon, not a sprint. So never give up on your dreams. You're always just one more step away. And as always, spread kindness, spread peace, spread love. And I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Surviving the Flame.